guys, Anna here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another speed build. Today we are in Oasis Springs for our first base game renovation lot, which is in Oasis Springs. As I mentioned, we do have three. We are on the Agave abode lot. This is a starter home within the world of Oasis Springs, which is definitely more in that Mediterranean Spanish style. And as you can see, we're kind of going through the before. It is very dark. The rooms are massive. The spacing is off. You've got lights that are in random spots. The wall height is a medium wall height when it probably should be a short wall height. There's just lots of problem areas with this particular lot. The other thing is these assets that are more kind of the mission style, or definitely the staircases, the tiling, and all of that kind of leans into that Spanish feel. Those assets are more pricey. So this particular lot is quite affordable, but there's nothing really in it because they're using assets for that theme, and it's pricey. So the first thing I wanted to do was absolutely change the wall height, reduce the space. I have kept the overall shape of the shell, but the floor plan's completely changed. This is a very, what I call a closed floor plan. I still keep the general color scheme. The exterior basically stays the same in terms of the color. I even keep the roof decoration. We move the lot forward. So as you can see, as I've just done there, I've moved it forward so I can fit a backyard. So we've got a backyard in this build. I've changed the roof line, mainly because I've changed where the front door is, and I've slightly changed that porch. We've slightly curved this front gabled roof section, which I think is quite nice. We changed the windows and we actually put in a decorative kind of balcony in, which I think looks really good. So that's exciting. The floor plan changes completely. The bedrooms move to the right side of the build as opposed to being the left. And what we are doing now is the kitchen. So you walk in to the space that has the kitchen. There will also be I think it's like an archway that then walks into where the living room is. So where that double bed was, that's now going to be the living room. You then have a main hallway that kind of separates where the back door of the property will go, which is that small hallway next to the living room. You then have the child's room. There is it's actually quite gender neutral room. So you could have either a boy or a girl in that particular space. And then this front room that has the decorative kind of balcony piece, that is the master bedroom. And then just a bathroom off to the side between the two kind of rooms. So that's basically the layout of this build. It is an affordable build. So as I said, it's 2x1. This build comes in at 20,322 simoleons. And yeah, it uses a lot of the kind of mission furniture, so the columns, the windows, the stairs, a lot of terracotta tiles. So the entire home is tiled, which is not something I usually do. I did towards the end of the build decide to make the kitchen tiles a little bit different, just because I wanted there to be a point of difference. But I believe the bathroom tiles remain the same as the rest of the house. We're using like a slate stucco wallpaper. And we are just putting in all of the furnishing. So this is what I mean by there's that kind of central hallway that leads off. The door that goes to the child's room is actually in the hallway that faces the back door, just because I thought that it would make a little bit more sense. So now I'm just going around and just swapping out the windows. I decide to, in the end, we put these two larger windows that are front facing together. And we remove all those smaller windows. We put in like a decent sized window, and yeah, we've gone in with this lovely tile. These tiles and these backsplashes are a little bit more expensive, and yeah, so this is that decorative piece that I use. And we are now kind of working on the back. To save a little bit more money, I just use an awning instead of doing like a full roof piece and all of that. So I think that works out quite nicely. I wanted to use this lattice fencing. So in the end, what I've done is I've used it in sections, and you'll see in a, do I do that? No. I think in this particular build, I removed the lattice fencing and I use a debug fencing just because this is one of the more affordable builds. Like, this is a starter home in the world of Oasis Springs. So as mentioned in previous week's videos, I want to keep it that way. If it's a starter home, I want to keep it a starter home. So yeah, there's only one build where I can't remember if it was a starter home or not, but it's definitely not from my renovation. So we'll see. I love the landscaping in Oasis Springs. I love all these low-laying pink flowers, the aloe vera plants, the cacti, the palm trees. There's different style of palm trees, and I just really filled the area and kind of make it look a little bit lived in. Yes, so it is a debug fence. I do lower this fence, make it like smaller, just so that I could kind of create an entranceway. Because I'm doing this without the tool mod, I can't customize it fully. If you do have the tool mod, you're able to do that. I'm just using the standard, sizing up and down keys, and that's what I'm able to create. It's got a little bit of a backyard. It's not too bad. It's better than nothing. Like, the original did not have that, so I really enjoy that. As you can imagine, the general overall color scheme for the build is warm tone, and what I really loved were these pathing. So these pathing in the terrain paint is new. It's something that definitely would not have been in the game when it was on release, and I think that it pairs so well with this type of home, and it just made a pathing option quite affordable. So we've added that in there, and then I've gone in with this. It's like a desert option. It's got little flowers in it. I don't usually use this, but I liked it because the dirt in Oasis Springs, it's very orange. So it wouldn't make sense for me to use like a grass or like a solid dirt. I feel like you get what I'm saying. Anyway, I put in a grill, a seating area. We use a lot of lavenders and purples, just pops of color to the front of the build. I really love the facade of this build. I think it is absolutely amazing. And that, yeah. Alrighty, so back inside, we are finalizing the furnishings. So this is the living room. I put in a small table, and I've decided to back it on to where the couch is, just to save room. I've gone in with this yellow rug. I don't usually use this rug, but I liked that it was the color I needed it to be. Essentially, I was going for the color, and it was a small enough rug in that space. A very simple kitchen. I don't remember if I put upper cabinets. I might keep these, I don't know. But at this stage, I've got some upper cabinets. I think I'm just going to put in a bin or a plant, potentially, or have I already got a bin? I've already got one. I don't usually use this plant, but I really like it in this space. It was orange and it fit the color scheme of the build. I don't really like the shade of grey, but I liked the green. So this is kind of where I had to use the swatches that we have in the base game. I'm pretty sure that is the master bedroom. We don't put too much furniture in these rooms because, again, I'm trying to keep it really small. Shower tub combo, I went with the yellow because, again, following in with that theme of the home. And we are now moving into that child's room. Now, I do change the main tiles, the terracotta tiles throughout the house. I actually make them lighter. They're a very stark kind of orange, and I didn't really like it. Didn't feel that it was clicking. But in this basic room, we just have a desk. I do put in a Blaffy, and that's about all that I can afford in that space. I do think we put in a buffet table and a set of books. I think that's what I'm doing now. because again, I'm trying to make sure that there's some skill building throughout the home, because I couldn't put a computer, but there is space technically in that child's room if you wanted to. You could also put a desk in the living room if you wanted to. And yeah, these are the lovely tiles that I decided to go with for the kitchen. They've got a bit of orange in it, so it pairs really well with that pot plant. And I made the overall general tiling lighter. All right, we are live in game and we are going through the tour. So you enter in through the front door to the kitchen space, and then you walk through to the living and dining. Back through the hall, you'll go to like a central hallway, which you then have your master bedroom. Very simple in there. Would have loved to put a rug. Bathroom and the child's room. As I said, it's pretty gender neutral in there. And then that is the hallway that leads to the back of the property, the backyard. You then have a simple backyard where you have a seating area, grill, some gardening, and that is basically the build today. A little quick one, but I love this build. It is available on the gallery if you'd like to download it. Gallery information is in the description below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.